policeman and I have some unfinished business.
The first thing you should know about us is that we have people everywhere.
What the hell is this organization, Bond? How can they be everywhere and we know nothing about them? Jeez.
I will need you to get...
You don't have to worry about me.
How's it going there, YouTube land and all subsequent social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the next James Bond film in my James Bond-a-thon, and is the 22nd film in this awesome series. So we're going to get right into that. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on this video and the other videos I put up. And as always, people, if you enjoy my content, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, where I post pretty much on a daily basis as well. So definitely check that out. And as always, people, let's get right into this. Welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be doing the next James Bond film in my James Bond-a-thon, and the 22nd film in the awesome James Bond series. And that happens to be the film known as Quantum of Solace. Yeah, Quantum of Solace. Woohoo! So Quantum of Solace came out in 2008 and is the 22nd, like I said, of the James Bond series. Is the second outing for our current James Bond, Mr. Daniel Craig, and is just a really amazing, fun film that I actually forgot how good of a film this was. This is also a cool little tidbit for you. Actually the shortest of the James Bond films, too. Pretty much every other James Bond film has been over 2 hours long. This one actually was under 2 hours, which was really interesting because most James Bond films were over 2 hours, so I thought they did a really good job of bringing this to life in that shorter amount of time compared to the other James Bond films. Now, this of course has a really all-star cast, an amazing director, who has also directed other great films as well. Now, that director happens to be known as Mr. Mark Forster. Oh yeah, Mark Forster! Woo, Mark Forster! So Mark Forster, you might recognize from a few other films with years that he's directed, but one that really stuck out to me that I think is one of his other best accomplishments as a director is the great film that came out in 2007 known as Stranger Than Fiction. Yeah, Stranger Than Fiction. Yeah. Stranger Than Fiction stars Will Ferrell, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and just a great slew cast of characters. Emma Thompson's in it, Dustin Hoffman, and it's just a really cool, clever film that has a really awesome premise, where basically Will Ferrell's character keeps hearing somebody talking about his life, basically, and telling his story of his life. And basically, the movie's about him trying to figure out what's going on and figure out why is this person basically writing about his life. And it's just a really fun film. It's got comedy in it, it's got drama, it's got a great just cast, and just a really well-rounded film that Mark did a great job of directing. He gave us some really great moments throughout the film. It made you really fall in love with all the different characters, and he had a really good direction with what he was doing with the film as well. And I just thought it really showed the directing chops that he actually has, and really shows that he had a lot to, bring to the James Bond film. And he really brought that to Quantum of Solace. If you haven't seen Stranger Than Fiction, definitely check it out. It's really worthy of a film. But like I was saying, his acting chops, or his directing chops in this film for Quantum of Solace really paid out. I mean, he gave it a lot of great action sequences, a lot of great story, and I just loved the flow of the film too as well. Just how it flowed very well. And I thought the action sequences were superb and really well done and constructed. And Mark just had a really good eye for bringing that to life and giving us these really constructedly well done action sequences and just a really fun story. And I just enjoyed every aspect of this film, and I just thought Mark did a really amazing job. If you haven't seen Quantum of Solace for Mark's directing ability, definitely check it out. He did a really good job. So like I was saying before, this movie has a really great cast, really great James Bond girl, really great James Bond himself, a very great villain, and just a really well-rounded cast. So to start us off in this cast is none other than James Bond himself, Mr. 007, Mr. Daniel Craig! Oh yeah, Daniel Craig, woo, Daniel Craig! Yeah! So Daniel Craig, of course, you recognize from Casino Royale, and a slew of films over the years. I mean, he's had a lot of different parts. He was in Defiance. He's been in a slew of films. And it's actually kind of funny. I totally had forgotten he was in a movie, back in the day, because he actually started acting in the 90s, and I did not realize that because I've only seen this movie like a billion times, and I was like, holy crap, he was in that movie. So it's quite interesting that he was in that movie and I didn't remember he was in it, so I thought that was pretty fun. But one film I really enjoyed him in recently that he made a couple years ago that had Adam Driver in it and Channing Tatum. And I absolutely loved his accent in this film. I thought it was super hilarious what he brought to the table for this accent. And just the whole character was really fun. And then, of course, the film called Logan Lucky. Yeah, Logan Lucky. Yeah. Logan Lucky. This movie is actually really fun. I just actually recently watched it like a month or so ago, and it's actually really fantastically done. Great cast, great acting, great directing, great cinematography, great just like everything about the film was just really entertaining. But Daniel Craig's character was just off the top so much fun in this film. And I just really enjoyed every aspect he brought to the character, and like I said, the accent was like over the top fun too as well. And he just was like super hilarious and fun, and just brought a really fun class to this character, and was a great addition to this film. If you haven't seen Logan Lucky, definitely check it out for Daniel Craig's performance. It was actually pretty superb. But once again, coming back as James Bond, he once again was amazing as usual. He was so awesome. I loved him as James Bond. I think he was a fantastic Bond. And he just once again came and evolved even more in this film, gave us some more interesting aspects to who James Bond was, basically becoming 007, officially being 007 now since Casino Royale, and you just see his evolution of, becoming 007 and kind of where it's taken him, and also the continuing story of, what he left in Casino Royale into this film was really translated very well too by him, and I just really enjoyed that. If you haven't seen Daniel Craig in anything, definitely check him out on Quantum Solace. It's actually a really superb performance by him. So that brings me to the next person I like to talk about that was in this film, and that is none other than the Bond girl herself in this film, Miss Olga Kurylenko! Oh yeah, Olga Kurylenko, woo, Olga, yeah! So Olga is a fun actress. I have enjoyed pretty much majority of the things I've seen her in. I thought she's always been good. I thought she was, very attractive and just a great joy to watch on screen. Now, as the Bond girl in this film, I thought that she was actually really fun. I enjoyed her interpretation of Bond girl, and I thought she was different than the previous Bond girls I had seen. She's even different than Ava Green's Vesper character, Casino Royale, and I thought it was a nice transition from that character to this character. Now, another movie I really enjoyed Olga in, I think that she was really fantastic in, is a great, secret agent comedy spoof film that Rowan Atkinson has been a part of this awesome series since 2004. And that, of course, is the film called Johnny English Strikes Again. Yeah, Johnny English Strikes Again. Oh my god, this movie is so freaking hilarious and fun. Rowan Atkinson is so amazing as Johnny English. And Olga in this particular Johnny English film plays like the love interest character. And she was absolutely fun in this film. And I just really enjoyed her character. I loved her interactions with Rowan and how they really worked really well together and gave us this really fun dynamic and just duo. And she's very kind of to the point, very on books and stuff like that, very serious, and then Johnny is, this bumbling idiot basically, and they just worked so well together, and Olga did a great job of interpreting that and giving us just a really great performance. If you haven't seen Johnny English Strikes Again, definitely check it out, people. It's worth the watch, especially for Olga's performance. Now, it comes to, like I said before, with Olga's performance in Quantum Solace, like I said, I thought it was really superb and really fun. I really enjoyed her as the Bond girl. I thought she did an exceptionally great job. I loved the evolution of her character throughout the film and how she was different than previous Bond girls. And I just enjoyed her in general as just that female lead character in this film, and I liked how she was different and just fun. And I liked how her and Daniel Craig worked together, and I thought they worked really well together. If you haven't seen Olga anything, definitely check it out on Quantum Solace. She was really fun in it. So that brings me to the final actor I'll be talking about that was in this film. And that is none other than the main villain himself, Mr. Matthias Almarek! Oh yeah! Matthias! Woo! Almarek! Yeah! So Matthias, or if he goes by Matthew, I'm sorry, but Matthias, that's what it looks like to me, is an amazing villain in this film. He was really enjoyable. He's not the best villain of the James Bond films I've seen, but he definitely was very interesting and fun in this film, and I thought that he did a really decent job. I really enjoyed Matthias. I thought he brought a different kind of maniacal character to his villain, and it was very different than, say, like Jonathan Pryce's or Sean Bean's or earlier films, like Moonraker type of films and stuff like that. That he was very different, and he was a lot more along the lines of, like, say, your modern day type of evil person. And I really enjoyed that they evolved the villain character to become that, and he just was really interesting and fun. He was kind of like a baby character, I feel, coming to certain things as being this villain, but at the same time, he still had a very, macho and, like, very aggressive attitude about himself, but still was a really well-rounded villain all in all. But another movie that Matthias was in that I really enjoyed him in and thought he did a pretty decent job in was a great film by Wes Anderson that stars Ralph Fiennes and a great giant cast of characters. And then, of course, the film called The Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah, The Grand Budapest Hotel. Ooh. This movie is so fantastic and so fun, and Matthias plays an interesting character in the film. It's not a huge part, but what he brought to the table in this film was just really well constructed and really well done. I thought that his acting in it and just his evolution of the character and what he brought to the character was just really fun for that time, and a really great introduction and inclusion in that film, and just a really fun part that made that film even more entertaining. If you haven't seen Matthias or anything, definitely check him out in Grand Budapest Hotel. He was actually really fantastic in it. But just to finish off with how he was in Quantum of Solace, like I said, he was a really well-rounded character villain, and I can't say anything really bad about the character except for, some inconsistencies with the character, but all in all, I thought he did a really good job and was really fun and a great addition to this film. If you haven't seen Matthias or anything, definitely check him out in Quantum of Solace. He was actually a pretty decent villain in this film. So what is Quantum of Solace about? Basically, the premise this time is that Bond is on a revenge-seeking mission to avenge the death of Vesper. And in his conquest, he ends up coming in contact with a person that is running his portion of the group called Quantum. And basically, they're trying to take over the water supply over in Bolivia to help them take over the world a little bit. And while Bond is trying to get revenge, he encounters this other character who is played by Olga Kurylenko, who is trying to get the same thing, get revenge for her family. And they basically work together to stop Quantum and to basically get revenge for the people they lost. It's a really fantastic film. I forgot how good of a film this was. I know this movie got a lot of slack and I thought a lot of people thought it was a horrible film in the James Bond series, but I think it's a fantastic film. I think it's amazing. I think it's just really great and really fun and a really great addition and a great outing by Daniel Craig for a James Bond film. If you haven't seen Quantum of Solace, definitely check it out, people. It's worth the watch. It's an amazing film and a great addition to the Bond series. And also, I give this one giant 10 golden movie boxes up because I just think it's really fantastic and a really great addition. So that's it for this video review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, and also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older new videos you might not see mine yet. And as always, people, if you enjoy my content and want to show some support, definitely check out my links down below. Either for my awesome horror pack link, where you can get great horror films for a great low price to your door every month, or my Patreon page, where you can see outtakes, bloopers, and all kinds of cool stuff like that are added additions and bonuses to the awesome content I put out. So definitely check those out, people. As always, catch you in the next one.